All right, what do you got?
Have you picked a starter yet?
Yeah, Jake's going to start at center. Jordan Payton's starting X.
Okay. Who's the guy
got-
in between Brendel and Payton with the ball?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. No, they're all doing a good job competing. So, coach speak, right? Yeah, doing a good job. Well, the positive is we got like a bunch of other guys that have been doing this offense for 3 years. So that's a lot easier than when they're all new, like 3 years ago. So so those guys get a lot of help because the other kids know where to line up. They know what they're doing. All right, so it makes it easier on him. But yeah, it's been fun. It's kind of exciting. I was kind of bored with Brett. Time for a new guy.
All those yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, all those yards. Yeah, all those 70-some touchdowns. Yeah, what the heck?
Do you have a timeline for when you might want to reduce the?
By Virginia. Yeah. No, we'll go through spring, because we got it. Everybody. You never know, right? It's their turn. It's like I told all the kids last year. The world changed when Brett walked off this field for the last time. Right now they're actually in the, in the mix. They all are in the mix, and they're all, getting opportunities to perform. We never mistake potential for performance, right? So it always comes down to how you perform how you move the football team, how you handle all the situations, how you do those type of things for this football team. And so right now we're seeing if all this potential can really perform. And then we'll go through spring, and then we'll start worrying about August when August gets here.
Is there any incentive to naming a guy by the end of spring, like just in a general
I don't think
sense?
so. I don't think so.
Do you want to cut it down to maybe 3 or 2 by the end of spring?
Yeah, because you can't. What's the old saying? I think this guy Foster told me this, right? You got 2 starting quarterbacks. You got no starting quarterbacks, right? Somebody famous
That's
said
the
that.
second thing I told you after. Throw the freaking ball downfield.
Deep,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
After throw it deep,
Yeah,
and if
you
you, yeah.
can't just have one quarterback.
So yeah, it's just impossible, all right, to prepare really more than one guy, when you get into the season, and so just reps become a premium, and so at some point, yeah, it'll get trimmed down to where we're, it's down to 3, then down to 2, and that kind of typical progression of any position.
Is there anything you're thinking about changing with the offense, just in terms of not having Brett's ability on 3rd down to kind of scramble and make?
I don't think so. It's funny. I get asked that all the time. I mean, Brett, it's kind of built into the offense. There's a few little tweaks, or maybe I would call a few more of this style of play with Brett than I wouldn't with. But it's when Brock Osweiler 6'7". I mean, it was the same stuff was getting called with him. It's just a matter of what decision the quarterback wants to make. When he gets into those situations with the football, run or throw. So there'd be a little tweak here and there, maybe what gets called a little bit more, but no like, oh my God, we got to change the offense, Although a lot of people would like me to change this damn offense.
I never said that. I said throw it deep.
What are your early impressions of Josh Rosen?
Oh, excited about him. I think and I think I told Chris this the other day is the thing that the one thing you want to see is if that position the kid can get see the big picture, can a kid have wide vision and then know where to narrow his vision to, and that's probably the thing, besides the physical attributes. When a lot of those guys can throw footballs, but that to me, separates the quarterback position is he gets the big picture. All right, this is what I got, this is what I need to do, and this is where I go.
When was the last time you had a true freshman competing to start right away?
A true freshman competing to start right away. Shoot, I don't know.
As a true freshman?
But then I can't hardly remember what we did last week, so that doesn't mean I don't. Huh?
Have you ever started a true freshman?
I don't think so.
No, you haven't.
I haven't? No, okay. This is my publicity guy over here.
Then you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
Position switch, how's it going so far?
It's good. I like it. It's different from O-line, but it's easy to get to the ball, really. Play your gap. That's all it is.
Had you played this at all in high school?
I played my freshman year, and I hadn't played since then. I was just playing O-line, so now they switched me over during the spring, told me they wanted me to go to defense, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. Like, it don't make me no difference. I just want to play. Like, that's all it is.
What's the biggest adjustment from moving from O-line to D-line for you?
Hardest thing for me to do is just stay in the gap, because I always want to pop it and get to get to the ball, you know. But that's the hardest thing for me to do right now is just probably stay in the gap. But once I get that down and get the technique down, I got it down a little bit, but once I perfect it, I'll be good to go.
Whose idea was it originally for you to switch to defensive line?
Coach Moore, he called me in and asked me if I wanted to go to defense, felt like I'd be a good asset to the D-line. And I told him, yeah, I'll do it. So it was his idea.
How did you respond to the idea?
On the inside, I was jumping for joy. Like, I was excited, you know. I've been wanting to play defense. So I was a freshman since after my freshman year. They moved me to offense, but once they told me on the inside, I was like, "That's what I'm talking about. I'm ready to go." But on the outside, I was like, "All right, you know, I'll play." Like I was calm with it, so that's how it was.
Is that part of kind of what happened last year? You know, playing the first game and then sitting out the rest of the year. Were you kind of looking for a change, maybe a little bit?
Nah, not really. I was trying to get back into the flow of things, you know, trying to get back to just trying to get back into it, you know, after the first game, you know, not playing no more. So it's just, you know, trying to get back and get my mind right, you know.
What can you take from your experience as an offensive lineman and apply it to defense?
I know what the O-line think, how they think, steps, and, you know, their mindset of doing things. You know, I know their technique, so if I see it, I can react to it better than I think a regular D-lineman, unless you just like studying film real hard, you know, as a D-lineman. Playing the O-line, going from O-line to D-line, you could be better at it because of what you already know.
Just
So,
by watching their feet, you can anticipate maybe where the ball is going.
yeah, you can tell where it's going. Certain movements that they do, certain things that they say, not just because I know the calls, but, you know, just certain things that they say, it tell you what they're going to do. So, you know, that's what helped you out, really.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from Coach McClure so far on how you performed through the first, 5 practices?
He said I've been doing good. Once I perfect my technique, he said everything will be good. You know, just keep playing hard, keep practicing hard, keep doing the drills, and everything will come with it. And by the season, I'll be good to go.
What do you think is the thing you need to work on the most?
Everything. It's a new position, so everything got to get better. At O-line, I already knew it. I've been doing it for so long, so it was easier for me. But now it's a whole new world. So I just got to get better at everything. There's no specific thing.
There was some talk about getting the year back from last year, maybe like getting a retroactive red shirt. Is that something that you think is going to be possible? Have you heard anything on that?
I don't know. I mean, whatever happens. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a whole bunch of fun. Getting to the ball, tackling people, you know, it's easier. You know, O-line is like, one specific thing with this is like, play the gap, get to the ball, wherever it's at, get to run around, just have fun, hit people. So, I mean, that's what we do out here. So, you know, it's fun to me.
What were coaches telling you, when after they stop playing you, what do they want to see more from you during practice and stuff?
They didn't really tell me nothing. I just knew what I had to do. I knew I had to just, you know, get better at what I was doing. That's all it was. That's in the past, you know.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
What are the things that you've worked on since the end of last season?
Just the basics, technique, get off, hand placement. You know, we're with Coach Angus every single day, just trying to get better, looking at film. Film is probably one of the most important things, so you can see yourself actually doing the stuff in action. So.
What are you weighing in at now?
Right now I'm about 270, 268.
Is that bigger than last year?
That was bigger than last year. I came in here at 280. I just dropped. I think it was because of the tempo, but I got down to, I don't know, like 260 last year. So now I'm just getting that weight back, getting faster, stronger. So.
Is this about the playing weight that you want to be at?
I feel comfortable right now, but I feel like I can have a higher plateau where I need to be, you know. So, I probably see myself during the season about 275, 280. So.
You've gotten some first string reps out here in addition to playing with a lot of the second string. How do you see that competition shaping up? How are you feeling?
You know, whatever I can get on the field. You know, I love playing. Last year I played more tackle, rushing out at the 3-tech. But now I'm just playing defensive end, tackle, all over the defensive line, so I can just be versatile. You know, that's what our whole defensive line is about, just being able to play wherever you can. So.
Where do you think you made the biggest strides since last year?
Biggest stride is probably just being more comfortable with the whole program, knowing where you're at. You know, last year when we came in San Bernardino, it was just kind of like we just thrown right into it. And so I love my teammates now. I'm more closer with them. They're like this. It's a bigger pack, and so once you're more comfortable with everybody, like it affects your playing and everything. So.
Was there a point or particular game last season where things started to click for you a little bit more?
Probably towards the end of the season where you start getting that technique down. Coach Angus instills all the technique and stuff into us in the beginning of the year, and eventually it'll just click until when you finally get that stuff down. And so I'm just keep on trying to perfect it. So.
Is there any ways that Angus teaches maybe technique a little bit differently from what you learned in high school?
Oh yeah, definitely. High school, I would just bull rush a lot of the time. I would just rush off the edge and not use my hands. My get off was just kind of all over the place, and so Coach Angus, work on hands every single day. You see us on the cut balls. It's all about hand placement, just your feet and everything. So. Yeah.
Talk about Najee Torrens' switch to defensive line, and how is he doing so far?
He is doing an outstanding job. I love to get a guy that's never played defense before, teach him the base fundamentals of defensive line, and just watch him grow. He's done a great job of picking up our system, picking up the techniques. Obviously, there's a lot of things that are opposite from playing offensive line. I think him having that knowledge is going to help him in the long run as a defensive lineman, but he's done a great job. He got almost half the reps today. So he's playing defensive tackle and possibly a little nose down the road.
What went into that decision to make the switch?
He had the desire to play last year. He just felt he would be better on the defensive side of the ball. So spring was the time to try it, and it's been a pleasant surprise.
What was the hardest thing for him to grasp, maybe right after the position change?
Using his hands before his feet. On offensive linemen, they're stepping to their assignments, where on defense, you're reacting. So your hands go first, your feet go second. So it's opposite of what he's been doing. And we've done some, elementary drills to teach him how to do that. Some balance drills just so he can learn, and he's picked it up quickly. He's quite an athlete.
How's Tack look so far? It looks like he's gotten bigger since
Man, Tack is doing excellent. We all know he can pass. He can rush the passer. He's got great quickness, great speed. It's good to see how physical he can be. Last year we just used him in nickel. This year we're using him in our base also. So he's able to play both spots. So at times you'll see him inside in a 4-eye or playing a 4. Other times you'll see a 5. Sometimes you'll see him out of a 9. So he's shown great physical ability to knock guys back in the run.
It looks like Dickerson's coming on at that spot too. What have you seen out of him?
So yeah, I put Matt, very observant. We moved Matt outside. Matt has great length, great athleticism. So Matt is kind of the swing guy right now. He's able to do both. More questions, come on, D-line.
The guys, the depth, how's the depth? You have
Depth
a lot
is
of
excellent.
experience,
A lot of experience. You have guys like Eddie and Kenny around for their 3rd year. Carl Helix emerged. He's done a tremendous job. In fact, yesterday I told him on Monday afternoon he had his best practice as a Bruin. He was very impressive. Coach Bradley came down to watch our individuals because he wanted to do some evaluations, and we were impressed with Carl's improvement. He did a tremendous job. Ainu has the ability to play not only inside but outside and also play a 3 technique. So I'm impressed with Ainu so far. And then Jacob Toyota Mariner has gone from 240 to 270, has really grown physically. And talk about a guy that has embraced being in the weight room. He's done a tremendous job with Coach Alosi, and you can see his play. He is blowing guys back. And again, he hasn't lost a step. He's got that great quickness where he can get around on the edge. He's a guy potentially too, depending on his growth, could end up going inside, and that's what when we recruited him saw. He just has that growth potential.
How valuable has this kind of healthy offseason been for Eddie just in his development?
I think this is his first real spring ball, so I know he's excited. Has been excited. Eddie's done a tremendous job, and we went through and evaluated last year's film, and we set definite goals for him for what we wanted to see this spring. And so far, he's really pushing towards them. His footwork's really improved. His ability to stay square. We all know he's got great power, and we all know he's a great bull rusher, but we're working on some secondary moves for him. So Eddie's doing a tremendous job, and he'll continue to improve.
Is there anything you wanted to see from Kenny Clark this offseason?
I want to see a lot from Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark certainly is a very good player, but we want to take them to that next level. And it all starts with base fundamentals, and Kenny's excellent at those. But we're doing some secondary moves with him also. We're really focusing on his pass rush. He has great identification when he's playing on what's happening in front of him. And now we're just working on some secondary moves to get him more pressure. We're also working on some different schematics and stunts to kind of change some things up for what we're seeing in the blocking game. So he's continuing to evolve, and again, we want to get him to a higher level.
Are you helping out at all on the offensive line in the absence of Glenn?
Well, I naturally do that anyways, coaching, all three phases of the game. So if there's something blatant that I see, I always try to help the guys. When Adrian's here, we do a lot of things in cooperation and drills and things like that. And we're good about coaching on both sides, because sometimes the offensive line coach sees a different perspective than the defensive line coach. So we'll do a lot of team teaching, especially in one-on-one situations, pass rush, both sides of the ball can help each other out. And in the spring, that's the time to do it, because it's not a race against time. We don't have an opponent this Saturday. So we can really slow it down and talk techniques. So, you know me, Rick, I kind of go back and forth. Yeah, but I enjoy it, really enjoy it. All right, guys, thank you.
Biggest difference from last year to now for you?
In terms of what?
In terms of experience and how comfortable you feel out there?
Me just knowing the stuff that I didn't know last year, it's allowing me to play faster and playing to the best of my ability. But, I'm still learning everything. I don't know everything out there, so it's pretty much helped me perfect my craft, going out there, jumping routes that I didn't normally jump, knowing things I didn't normally know. It helps a lot.
You didn't have Randall alongside you for most of last year. How different is it, having him back now for spring?
He just knows so much, some things that he'll coach me up during after a play that, I didn't see that he sees. And it's just like he doesn't miss a beat out there, he's right back, he's doing the same thing he does. It's just really fun having somebody back there who really knows the safety position like I do.
What are some things he's told you or kind of pointed out?
Sometimes I might backpedal too fast, where it was a play where I could have broke on the ball or something like that. He just gives me little tips and stuff how to make a better play, Really just knowing my coverage is down packed, so that way I can know where I'm supposed to be, and make the plays that I'm supposed to make, pretty much that. And then the normal defensive back stuff, backpedaling, working on my hand-eye coordination, open up hips, getting out of breaks, stuff like that.
Before Randall got injured last season and you jumped in from, what kind of playing time were you maybe expecting as a true freshman?
I wasn't really worried about playing time. I was just worried about competing, actually trying to get on the field. I'm not one of those guys that's just going to think I should just be out there. I have to work for it. So I was just mainly focused on knowing what I have to do and just getting out there and trying my best.
Was there an adjustment period for you at all during your freshman year where you kind of had to make some changes in terms of how you play? 'Cause you had a pretty good, I think, starting debut.
It was some things I did good, but some things I could have did way better. So, just being out there and getting that experience, it helped me a lot. And during my freshman year, I learned things that, some people who didn't step on the field didn't get to learn. And it's helped me much to this point.